It says that we're preparing the live stream, so we're probably already on.
We probably
Hello?
are, and I'll keep it real because,
Woo!
I can't control the. All right. And you know what you can do? You can do that. It's being live streamed. We are
Yeah,
on. We are
we're already on.
okay.
Uh-huh.
Good morning.
Good night,
Good, mo-
evening.
good morning. I can't see anything but your gorgeous face. So we split screen
Yes,
because
we
I
are.
noticed when we did our live yesterday, it was much better to have us both side by side rather than cutting back and forth camera views.
Well, the back and
And I
forth
don't know, you
happens
managed to do that really cool
when you're
yesterday.
on whenever you're
So I don't
on
know
the
if you can
phone, it goes
do
back and
that so
forth.
that we've got.
When you're on a computer and
Okay.
whatever, and you're actually clicked on the video on your page, then you see the double.
All right. So we've got to wait till I get back in my office. All right. Good morning, world, universe. Tracey and Angela. Welcome to our day 2 of our 30-day tech challenge. I am outside with a gorgeous winter's day, and I'm outside on my phone because 15 minutes ago, my Sparky turned up to install and replace a dodgy ceiling fan that we've had for a while. And of course, he needed to turn all the power off to do that. So I've got to wait for him to finish, which will take about another 5 or 10 minutes. And I was freaking out. And then I was like, no, Ange, I just take it outside because this is what happens. You have a planned live and someone turns up on your doorstep, right?
Yep.
Good morning.
And the thing
Gorgeous.
is you got to keep trucking it. You got to keep going.
Keep.
You cannot let anything stop you
Yeah.
from doing what you're supposed to do and what is valuable and the things that we promise to others and to ourselves. It's really all about
Absolutely.
making promises to ourselves and keeping them.
Yes. And that comes back to something that we touched on yesterday with a couple of people that jumped on our live, and that's the intentional choice, right?
That's
Our
right.
intentional choice.
Yes.
And we are intentionally choosing to make
Yeah,
it happen
that's
every
right.
day, right?
Every
And
single day.
I had a few people engage me over the last few days chuckling at one of the lives I did in preparation where it was a good hour late and I'd recorded 45 minutes of an awesome speech that was practice because it went into the abyss of not being properly recorded, right?
Yeah.
And that really could have made me give up right there.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing was when I then went back on and did my next 35 minutes, I actually spoke to a zero audience. I had no interaction, right? There was not one person on live.
Yeah.
And I had just done 45 minutes. I had a tech overwhelm because I couldn't get it to work. And I had all the justifications I needed to stop.
Yep.
I did. I had all the excuses I could ready. They were already lined up, right? I could have
Mm-hmm.
just gone, oh, it's too late. It's too late. It's too this. It's too hard. I'll go back on tomorrow.
Yes.
But then I would have let myself down. And
Mm-hmm.
then when tomorrow came, as I said yesterday, I wouldn't have got back on again.
Yeah.
Um, and even in the last 15 minutes while we were scrambling with the tech problems of today that we were challenged with, we still kept our cool.
Yeah.
Sparky's power off, giving you the hosting rights that we tried to get right and little bits and pieces. It's just
Yeah,
about
that's
being
right.
intentional and we move the mountains, right?
Yeah, that's right. I
Yeah.
wonder how many people out there, you guys, hey, I know that I don't see anybody in the live right now, but if you get on the live or if you see the replay, either one, let us know if this ever happens to you, where, everything seemingly goes wrong, but you turn it into gold, or
Yes.
seemingly goes wrong and you allow it to take over and make yourself less than basically and say, you know what, forget it all. I'm done for the day and it's just 8 a.m.
It, that's a really important part right now because I haven't had a lot of people contact me and go, but Trace, we've seen you getting up and in and out of your chair. And right now I'm moving around my garden on my own 2 feet. We thought you were in a wheelchair, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, okay, so you have the misconception of a wheelchair use. You think that someone that's in a wheelchair can't ever get out of a wheelchair. That's someone's perception.
Mm-hmm.
I use my wheelchair to protect my peace, which is Sorry, you're all going to have to get used to that because I've stolen it, borrowed it, and I know Trent Shelton would love to know that I'm using it. I'm protecting my peace by allowing my body to rest in the wheelchair when I'm needing it and I can feel it to avoid falls. But when my energy is good and I'm actually focused on other things, I don't have time to focus on how bad my body is. I don't
Mhm.
have time to focus on, oh, I might need to take it easy today because I'm not feeling great. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm not feeling great. And it just brings me down, right? And so I've got to sit in the wheelchair. But the last few days, yes, I still use my wheelchair. Yes, I have all my practices and routines in place. But I've just been able to manage the pain, reduce my reliance on external medications to help,
Mhm.
and just have a higher energy level purely because I'm choosing to focus on other stuff,
Yeah. Well,
right?
and choosing to focus on other things, what that does for us too is it causes us to start talking better about ourselves and our
I'm
situation.
absolutely. I'm peeking to see if no, they're still in there doing the fan. I don't have power. But that's all
Oh,
right. I don't want to go back in the garage. It's very comfy to go back into my chair and sit in the garage. I don't want to do that because everyone was stuck in there for the 4 days of the prep. So
yeah,
that's going to be one down the track when we're getting tired, where we share the real struggles of, okay, we're on day 27 and we're a bit knackered. So
yeah.
I want to share the blue sky. So I'm going to make noise,
Well, I
making
will
lots of noise.
say that for me being in the video and watching the background move a lot, thank you. It was making me a little queasy.
Uh, right. And I could feel it because I was getting a bit tired. And I honestly thought it was literally going to be a few minutes, but it's 10. So I've just, yeah.
Yeah. So do
I
you have your did you bring your acronym out or your book out or anything like that?
did.
Woo! Well,
I
why don't we start
did.
with the acronym because I love what you came up with. We came up with our word yesterday, and today you came up with some things to fill in that acronym. So our acronym is what?
It is work, WORK, which stands for worthwhile, worthiness, opportunities, relationships, and knowledge.
I love it. I
Right?
love it. So that's what work should be all about, right? So if work has a bad connotation for anyone, now they can change it. Can you
Yes.
tell us a
Yes.
little more about, anything about those letters and what those things mean, or anything, you thought about with that and how you came up with
Yeah,
it?
so last night I shared my thinking spot with everybody. I go to the end of my street, I jump in the car, I go down there. I don't do it as often as I would like, but I am now building in getting down there. And while I was down there taking those sunset shots, I was like, okay, Trace, work's always been a really negative. It's always ugh, right. And I'd had a conversation with some colleagues and friends during the day about how the word work felt. And I'm like, what we do as a job and what we see as work really identifies our worthiness.
Yeah.
And we often strive for wanting to be the doctor, the lawyer, the candlestick maker, or whatever it is that you aspire to be in, when you're 10 and what do you want to be when you grow up? Oh, I want to be a doctor. Okay. You build your worthiness through that. And let's go with the doctor framework. And
Hold
you're
on. With the
serving
doctor
others. So
framework, we got to say hello to Jen.
hello,
Hi,
Jen.
Jen.
Again. Now, did you manage to get that little clip that I suggested? I don't know if you managed time to get the little Facebook. Remember I said to you that she published her book, and we were
Yes,
gonna we
yes,
were
I
gonna
saw her picture on
yeah,
Facebook yesterday of her new book, and I'm so
yeah,
excited for her.
we
Good
are so
job, Jen.
excited. She's a published author. She did
Uh-huh.
it. She did it. And I just thought we'd share it on our page, so people can order a copy. And maybe Jen
Yeah,
can let us know where people can order a copy as well. That would be awesome.
absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be good. So yeah, so going back to the W, so it's all about worthiness. Is my pursuit of my career and the work worthwhile? Is spending the time on the work going to prove my worthiness to society, to myself? Is it going to build my identity? Is it worthwhile? Is it worth my time? And unfortunately, too many of us are stuck in a job where you aren't valued and you lack the worthwhile purpose. And that's where I feel people need to get out of their own way and strive for what actually makes them happy. Make it worthwhile and don't make it feel like work. Build that worthiness, that self-worthiness. That means that what you're doing is a passion and an enthusiasm, and it lights you up from the inside. So it's not work, because it's just living. Okay, we're living.
I'd like to tag off of that if
please.
it's okay. So one thing that I have realized over the years is that when I don't feel that sense of joy, that sense of worthiness at my job, either most of the time it's because I'm being overused, you know, because I will do the work, and I will help others figure out their
You would do the
job.
tasks.
I'll do the task. Yes. And I help, I mentor others, things like that. But then there comes a point where you go to exhaustion, and then you start not liking your job. And so what I have to do is I have to step back and think, okay, do I want to be in this job still? Maybe not, because we both know I did a job for 1 year this past year I did not like, and I started calling it my side job. But the point is, what I did do in order to manifest that new life I wanted, and I've done this many times in my life, is I start finding the small pieces of joy within that job that I can take with me. And what happens is that creates momentum to get to the next place where I'm supposed to feel more worthy for myself. So I love that part of the acronym. Okay.
Thank you. I thought it was very, thank you. Now, the next one is exciting, because for me, with this word, my imagination fires off, and that's the O in work, and it stands for opportunities. Opportunities are everywhere, right? If we're looking for them, if we know what we're looking for, if we're open to seeing, if we want to receive it, opportunities are all around us in every part and aspect of our lives. And I think we are too busy comparing ourselves to everybody else, consuming our social media. And it sounds hypocritical. We're on social media, we're plugging social media, but we're plugging goodness. We're not negativity, you know, we're not providing the pretend lifestyle either. This is what I would call personal growth. It's good stuff. This is what we want more out on the internet, right? So there's so many
because
opportunities.
Consuming indicates that you're mindlessly doing something. This is mindful.
Correct, but you're not. But you see, that's the mistaken. Oh, it helps me relax. No, it might help your physical body relax, but your mind is making micro judgment decisions on every single post. You don't even look. That is a whole topic for another thing, because I've geeked out on what our brain does every time we do a 3.5 second scroll through our social medias, right, and all our socials.
Yeah, that's called osmosis.
Yes, we suck it in, right? And we're judging with every scroll as well. Is it worthy? There's that word, worthy. So I think opportunities in our workplace and our job and our career and our passion and our lives is underestimated in society. And I do feel there's very much a shift towards wanting to help our fellow man out so much to, well, I'm not paid to do that, so I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Because that's work. And we limit ourselves with the tasks and the job description, rather than being allowed to explore our imagination and our visions and create opportunities of growth individually, collectively, within our families. I'm sure both of us have stories of friends that have been in incredible cultures in companies and have felt incredibly worthy and been paid a pittance, but because of the opportunities that workplace gave them to grow, have access to good mental health things, they have great team mindsets, the fact that they weren't getting as many dollars at the end of the day outweighed the fact that they felt valued and the opportunities to grow were there. So I think opportunities in our work has to be there. We have to be given the chance to explore our visions, explore our imagination, and put what we're thinking about to test in the real world with the absolute knowledge it's going to fail. And if you put something out there with it's going to fail, and when it fails, I'm going to know that I can do it better next time and next time. And if you go out there going, okay, I'm going to put this out there as an experiment, which is what I feel like I'm doing. I'm putting myself out into the world as an experiment to see how my message resonates, what resonates. I feel like I have so many resilient stories to share that when I kind of rattle it off a little bit like a menu, people get stuck on the first bit, and I'm already down 4 decades later. So lost my train of thought. Can you help me come back?
That's what you call in the world of education, you call that scaffolding, because it's really not failing. It's actually succeeding at the level where you are at the moment, because if I only know about the color blue, I can't learn the color turquoise until I've seen turquoise. I can't learn about sky blue. I can't learn about teal, cyan, none of those other colors until I learn about blue. Now, that's not actually true. You can learn those, but that's just kind of scaffolding,
That's your metaphor.
where you're leveling up each time. And every time you learn something more about yourself or about feedback, right? When we get feedback from others, that creates more opportunities for us because we can choose A, which is, they're crazy. I don't need to work on that. B,
piss off, as Trace would say.
Yeah, piss
off.
Or B, maybe I just need to look at that. Let's just look at it for a minute and let me absorb what they said. Whether they come from a place of love or hatred, it makes no difference. That's not our business. What we need to do is make us our business. And if we're being perceived by the world as something specific, good or bad, we want to see that so that we can improve even upon the good things. So that's what I see as creating those opportunities as well. Scaffolding that and leveling up, leveling up, leveling up, leveling up. Thank you, Jen.
And the beautiful thing, is she going on? Is she heading off? Because I can't see any of the chat.
She said, great analogy, Angela. So.
Yes, of course. But it also segues straight into our Ange.
Yes.
Relationship.
Woo! And the relationship with the self is most important.
And who's the most important relationship we should have?
Ourselves.
People. Does anyone tell us, as if Jen's on there, I'm sure she should be able to tell us who the most important relationship we should have with is. And I know you know
Drum
this.
roll,
and
she's probably, I can feel her. She's like,
I'm typing, girls.
The most important relationship we should have is with ourselves. That's what she said.
Yeah, baby. Woo! That's why she's a published author.
Go, Jen. Go, Jen. Go, Jen. Go, Jen.
We got it. We got it.
And she said, I learned
you got to go and watch. Sorry, just on a side note, bring me back to relationships, but can everybody go out and watch the kids program, Project MC Squared, because it's the best science project. It's the best kids thing. I think it's a Netflix story. Charlotte got into it a lot, and all the girls, they're all nerdy rock stars. They're just superpowers, and when they all solve something, they all break out in song and go us, go us, go us, and I love it. So that was for us. Anyway, relationships.
Okay, I'm copying the link so that we can put that in the chat.
Yeah. I'm going to break off into my segue about relationships. Our relationship with ourselves is the most important relationship you can ever have with anybody. You are with yourself 24/7. You can trick yourself. You can lie to yourself. You can be kind to yourself. You
Oh
can
my
treasure
goodness.
yourself
I'm
and treat
about to
yourself.
be rude to Facebook. I apologize. But yesterday, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but
You're right.
yesterday I got the community standards bullying. And today I'm on I'm on both pages like I was yesterday. And now you got the bullying standards.
Okay, so we got to get ourselves off of the Facebook platform and onto another platform that's not
Yeah.
gonna. Why? What did you write?
I wrote, let's see. What did I write? Oh, I hearted all of the comments on your page. I
And that
hearted the
breached the
comments, but I'm bullying you, Jen. I'm so sorry.
But you're not. You're actually bullying her through me.
Exactly.
Which is, and
Okay.
you know what? Even though we went off tangent, how important are our trusting relationships, right? You
Yeah.
could right now, you have the power to decimate me, right? Because you're
Yeah.
you're in there, you have everything. I've given you all of my socials so that we can drive this business, right? You
Correct.
could not only get me banned for bullying our mentor for loving her comments. I do find that interesting. But like you could wreak havoc, right? You could wreak havoc on me. And
I
I
know
think
I am a havoc wreaker.
you
Okay.
are a havoc wreaker.
Be careful. She said you can bully me anytime you want.
Oh, mwah. We love you so much,
We
Jen.
love
We
you, Jen.
so.
Okay.
We do.
Now back to
Um,
relationships.
yeah, I think relationships in the workplace is a really, like, that's a whole subject in itself. But just lightly, there are so many aspects of our relationships that we just dismiss and take for granted. We have our relationships with our team workers. We might have it with our, upline managers. Might be the owner of the business. We have our spouse. We have our children. We have our parents, our siblings, our nieces, our nephews, our besties, our not so besties that we have to keep closer. Friends. There are so many relationships we have to juggle.
Yes.
And if you are in a job or a career that you don't feel worthy and there's no opportunities and you've got poor relationships at home, you're going to feel pretty shit. No wonder you don't like getting out of bed at 7 o'clock in the morning to go to your job on a Monday.
Mm-hmm.
It's not rocket science to see that there's no joy in any aspect of your life. So
Mm-hmm.
relationships are really important. And I read, as you know, and I've had to take the dust cover off because I really prize dust covers. I think they're very special. So when I'm reading the book, I remove the dust cover. But I'm reading my Protect Your Peace by Trent. And he went off into relationships with regards to the fact that you may have the best partner and best spouse supporting you in life, but they may not get your vision. They may not get your dream. It's your dream. And he likens it, his metaphor is like a prescription pair of glasses. You go to, as he said, the eye doctor, or for those people that need to have a big word in his book, ophthalmologist. He actually wrote that. He wrote, for those of you that need a big word in this book, ophthalmologist. I read it like he's having a conversation with me. I really enjoyed
Uh-huh.
it. And he said, you go down to the eye doctor, and he goes, okay, no worries, we test your eyes. Here's your glasses. These are for you. And I go, look at my vision. I can see it, and I can see the way that we're going to build it, and the green trees, and I can smell the freshly cut grass, and the rainbows, and the sunset. Oh my God, I can see my farmstead that I'm going to have. And I go, hey, Charlotte, can you have a look at the farmstead we're going to live in 5 years? And she goes, what? Mummy, you're dreaming again. Like, so am I supposed to get my
So
hopes up?
here's what she ends up looking like.
Yeah. Mum?
What's going on?
What?
There's nothing there.
What's going on? I can't see any farmstead and rainbow. Do you like another coffee, Mum? All right, I think you might need some coffee. So, and she now says, so I will come into the lounge room and I'll say, oh, baby, wouldn't it be amazing to meet Taylor Swift? And she'll look at me and she'll go, got your dreaming glasses on? And I'll go, yeah. And she'll go, okay, so it's not really going to happen. I'll go, well, if we don't put it out there to try, I mean, I can't say never, right? Like it could happen. But okay, Mum, is this one of your sung? Yeah. Okay. Yes, we're going to meet Taylor one day. Right?
Melissa
like,
Jane says, hi, Tracey.
Sorry?
Melissa Jane says, hi, Tracey.
Mel. Hi, Mel. Morning, gorgeous. Morning. She shared some gorgeous sunsets on one of my sunset posts this week. She's got the view of like the land, like the sunset,
nice.
the skies. So relationships are important. And back to the lenses, back to the prescription. My dream, my vision. We've worked together now for, I don't know, however many months, but it's really only been in the last 10 days that you've seen my vision, right? That you really have come
the
to
clear vision.
The clear vision.
I saw, let me show you guys one more time so you remember what it looks like before. I kind of saw it, but it was a little shadowy, shaded. It was like, okay, I can see the light, but I can't see the color of the light. I can't see the colors, like this room right here, right now looks brown. It reminds me of, I'm just going to tell a quick little anecdote here. 2 weeks ago, my son had friends over and we were looking for one of the friends and all they said was, we're in a brown Kia and we're between Taco Bell and Starbucks, which is like 2 miles space. Okay. 2 miles of space. And I'm supposed to find them. Okay. And I had my glasses on and every gray car, white car, and sometimes brown cars, looked brown and black cars looked brown and red cars look maroon, which is a shade of brown and red. So it was like, okay, I don't know what I'm looking for. And my son put on my glasses and he said, Mom, you need to take these off. Okay. Because what you're seeing is not actually what is there.
Yeah, see, that's it, isn't it? Right? I have my office back. I'm going to jump off here and jump back on and see if I can jump in through my computer to finish this and bring it home. Can you keep discussing for me while I do that and swap over the prescription, like how you didn't see what, I mean, yes, you knew what we both had visions.
Yes.
But it's really been the clarity of getting it in and working our relationships and both of us going outside of each other to bring back to us.
Yes, I know exactly what to tell. Okay, so you do the
I'm gonna you take that. I'm gonna jump off.
Okay, so Tracey had this vision, okay, and we have, like I told you guys, I'm the chief operating officer, so I've been setting up operations. So that includes a Google Drive with folders and files and things. And so I've created these files, these folders for her based on things she has told me that she wants. And we have this brain dump folder, okay? And we have this folder and that folder, and she's putting things into all these folders simultaneously while I'm asleep because of the time, the time zones. So one day I'm looking through there and I've got like 20 things in every folder and there's about 20 folders. So I was like, Tracey, listen, I get that you have all of these ideas and these ideas are beautiful. They're magnificent. And I love all of these ideas, but the thing is you can't tell me to be over operations if I don't know what I'm operating on. I have no clue where I'm going. I have no clue what we're looking at, right, Trace? Like,
that's exactly right.
I don't know what I'm doing. And so I was trying to be kind though. I didn't want Tracey to feel like I was jumping on her, but she and I have this relationship where we need to be blunt with each other. We're just that way. We're
Yeah.
not these people who's like, okay, let me pamper you before I give you a blow. Okay. It's more like, listen, okay, like, yeah, I love you, but we got to do XYZ. Okay, because it's not going to work if we don't do something to make me come over to where you are. So she spent, what was it, a day and a half really thinking about what I had said, because you've told me things as well that I've had to think about.
Yeah.
And we both realized that even me, when I came back and I was like, Trace, listen, I think I was just having a bad day because I had looked at all that and I was overwhelmed. But now that I've gone back in there, now I see what you're talking about. And then she was like, yeah, I had some realizations too that, yeah, maybe I do dump way too much because I don't know where we need to go, which is what you're covering is where we need to go, which is why I'm dumping these things. But we got to come together and say, okay, where do we go? We had to
Yes.
come together in our relationship and say, you know what? The going back and forth for a day and a half, that's not going to get us anywhere. We've got to come together and say, okay, let's make that decision of what's our next step. Would you like to tag off of that, Tracey?
Yeah, look, absolutely, we did. We spent a lot of time going back and forward, trying to work out how to get the other one to see. Excuse, I just bumped my computer. Excuse me. I have a cat scratching on my window. Can you just give me 2 seconds while I bring her
Okay.
in? You're a
Yeah.
nutbag.
So yeah,
Oh,
so she, she's about to tell you a little bit about what we did. And keep in mind, we were kind to each other the whole time, guys. Look at that pretty baby. Hello.
hey, Daisy, mate. She's got her own Instagram channel. I really must get it going.
Oh,
Yeah, she's scratching on a window that can stay shut. She's just going to annoy me. Yeah, look, you yeah, you said to me, Trace, I get what you're saying, but I don't actually know what you want from me right now and how
that's
you want me to
exactly
give
what
it
I
to
said.
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't actually know what it is that you want from me now. Like I see what you're saying, I know what you want, and yes, it's all in line with everything, but what do you actually you put me under the spotlight and under the pump of tell me exactly what you need from me right now
Yes.
to help you. And I went, oh, well, I need.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Okay.
this part.
Right. Okay. I need some content done. Okay, great. So I'll get Ange to do some content. Well, content's a pretty big word, Trace. Okay.
uh
All right. Well, I'll get her to, blah, 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 blah.
here's
Okay, great.
here's
Well,
here's content, like, just, yeah.
but the silly thing was our content has actually come from our meetings, right? So
Yes.
we've had a meeting to prepare for our lives and we're not just preparing for this 30 minutes or 40 minutes or however long we're on here. We've got lots of other projects as well that we're trying to move forward incrementally. So what ends up happening is that we have to juggle it all. But it wasn't until we were actually together in the meetings that we created our content.
That's
The
right.
content got created from us being together with a quote that you or I threw out, and you're like, hang on, wait, I'm going to write that down because we're going to use that in a quote later on.
Yes.
Or hang on a minute, that's something we can focus on. That's really good. We'll put it over in the to do over in
Yes.
a little bit later on. So we actually worked better, faster, quicker, and got more things done when we were aligned together on the calls without any structure. Really, like we didn't have an agenda. It wasn't like, right, this is a management meeting of the CEO and the CEO of Inner Phoenix AI. Come to order. The
Let's
meeting may
set our
start.
parameters. Come to order. Yeah, we didn't do that. And guys, listen, this is what she's talking about here. We're talking about the learning of each other. Yeah, we've known each other for a bit, but we've not worked with each other in this capacity. We've discussed other things personally with each other and dreams and goals. But when we both realize that we're both benefiting from hands-on structure within a meeting together, instead of Trace is up in my middle of the night sending me a bunch of stuff. And then I'm looking at it going, this is great. This is awesome. Oh my gosh, this is going to be amazing. But what do I do? And then I'm sending her stuff back going, oh yeah, this is great. I think we should do this off of that and this off of that. And she's like, wonderful. I'll put it in the brain dump folder. Now what? And it wasn't until we said, you know what? Let's align our times and get in a meeting. Screw this. And let's go ahead and see if we can figure this out together. And see, that's what she's talking about whenever she's talking about building the relationship. This happens all over our lives. This is coworkers, this is spouses, this is children, this is parents. This is, all kinds of places in our lives that we have to scaffold. That's a key word. I'm telling you, scaffolding is so important. Okay. You want to get us to the K, because that was really, really good for the R.
Well, R leads us into the K, which is knowledge. Knowledge, people. Knowledge is king. You do not have to have letters after your name or attended a university, or what is it, Ivy League over there for the States? That's a big thing, right? The colleges and seriously, you guys go all out on your college stuff in the States in a way that Australia, yes, it encourages, and it's very competitive in the university, but it's just it's way different.
Over here it's more of persuading people because, they want that money, and, you can do so much with a college education.
Okay. Well, I don't have a college education. However, I did decide this morning that maybe I might try and follow in my dad's footsteps, and I might go and look at getting some sort of formal psychology.
I'm doing the same.
Yeah.
What? I'm doing some psychology courses.
How have we not discussed that before?
What?
And, for all the people out there that think we planned this, we didn't.
No, look.
I didn't know, because I only decided this morning.
Light bulb.
It's
really my microphone, but okay.
Okay, I'm glad there's a few girls out there that are going to watch that, and they're going to know where Trace's mind went, and it ain't a microphone.
Great. You're like, what is that? Okay.
Well, it is Saturday. It is sexy Saturday. Anyway, my K is for knowledge. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And if we need to step into our power, we have to have knowledge, and we need to be curious. We need to be questioning. We need to be inquisitive. And we need to be open to different perspectives.
Yeah. And that exploration time is so, so important. Being inquisitive and actually acting on it.
And there's a difference between shiny toy, distraction, knowledge, which is where you're chasing the next big thing to make it easy, the 30K in 30 days, the 20 million followers on YouTube in 5 seconds, or whatever it is, the external status that you might want. You still need to build knowledge to get there, right? Whatever it is, you need to continually build your knowledge base of your skill sets. Mm-hmm. You need to build your knowledge of people, especially if you're going into coaching, right? Because if you're going to go in and transform people's lives, I'm just going to be really honest, and this may offend some people, and that's okay. If you don't have your shit together, you're not going to be able to help many other people.
No. And we've been there.
And then go and be amazing and transform other people's lives, because you've gone through the healing processes you've gone through. And it doesn't matter if you're 20 or 50 or 60. Age is just a number of that we assign to however many days, because we like to count. Makes us feel in control when we count. So we go, I've been on the planet for X years because I then feel in control. And we all have short stories. And, you know, it doesn't matter how insignificant you might think it is. There's somebody that is going through exactly the same thing. We talked about the incredible randomness, apparently, of, was it 8 billion people on the planet, and we found each other. But we actually were intentional about wanting to find a business partner that could help ourselves grow. Like, we actually had this idea a long time ago. We just didn't realize it. And then as we've come together, you know, we've really, it's just built a very, very, very strong scaffold for our foundation.
Correct.
Because you've got to have the scaffolding to build the foundation. And then once you have the foundation, you'll need more scaffolding to build more stories, right?
Yep.
And that's knowledge.
That's
Because
right.
if you don't know how the weight is going to be distributed on the bottom floor, you can't raise that next story, baby.
No.
Because it's going to collapse on the inside. So you have to have the knowledge.
You know, I attribute this to, for those of you who are gamers out there, okay, I attribute this to this kind of similarity where, you know, maybe I started on level 1 and you started on level 1 in your game, and we're leveling up, but you're gaining knowledge in each level to use in the next level in the game. But you can't have the knowledge of the next level that you're not at in the level that you're in. So if you're on level 7, you don't have the knowledge of level 8 yet. That's why it's scaffolding, because you're on level 7. You have the knowledge of levels 1 through 6. And then you're in your game doing the same thing until finally our levels meet, which is the ultimate meeting of that other person that you've been manifesting all of these years, that you didn't realize it until after it happened. Yeah. So I love the analogy of the stories and the foundation, but just wanted to connect with those gamers out there just to get them on our track here, because I think that's pretty phenomenal.
You know, and I love my gaming. I love my shiny distraction Xbox and all the rest of it. I grew up with a Commodore 64. I'm that old and that proud. That my first
I don't know what that is. Okay.
There you go. My next game console was an Atari.
I had an Atari.
And now I think currently sitting around collecting dust is an Xbox. What are they? The Xbox, Wii,
360 or something.
But why do we need all those when we got this, right?
Yeah.
This has all the games on it now.
Yeah.
And if you don't kill the boss that you're going to encounter at level 7 to get through to level 8 on your game, you're not going to have the skills that you need in level 10 when that boss actually sends his minions out to kill you, right?
Yeah, that's right.
When you kill the boss between level 6 and 7 and work out what his things are, you're not going to get to level 10.
Yeah.
And we also, going through going on the gaming analogy, we don't realize how much we pick up subconsciously whilst we're going through the levels, right? We don't realize how much our brain has interpreted that every time that tree with a purple heart on it comes into view, behind it is a gem I collect and my health goes up. Trust me, it's a subconscious thing that you will then start looking for all the purple hearted trees, and then all of a sudden it'll be something else you need to go and collect, and you will see them. Charlotte and I play bingo when we go out. We don't play it in the city anymore because it's boring. There's too many and we get sore arms from punching bingo because it's punch bingo. And so we call bingo on bright coloured cars or, really pretty coloured cars and the like thereof. She had a fixation on a particular, I can't even remember, it was a Ford, I think it was. It was a great big Ford Ute it was a bronzy browny colour. And for a period of about 6 weeks, every single day, whether we were at home and they drove past the front door or we were out in the community, we saw at least 2 every day for nearly 8 weeks. And I said to her, do you know why we're seeing it? She said, why? I said, because we're now subconsciously looking for it.
Yeah.
We are
And
now
it's also
scanning.
synchronicities, you know, of our thought processes. It's all of that awesome thing. So if we're
I know
going to
Jen's
round it
not
up
on here.
towards the end.
Yeah, I know Jen's not on here, but she actually reached out behind the scenes and said that she hasn't been on Facebook in weeks to just actually see what everybody's up to. She actually just cut a time out to catch up on what all her friends and family were doing just at the time you and I went live yesterday.
Woo, see? Synchronicity. Synchronicity. Love it. Right after
all that's it.
That's my videos. Okay.
So
I've
got scaffold. Scaffold, that's not right. It actually says
SCAFFOLD. So you're close.
I just forgot the D.
Scaffold. Yeah.
Scaffold. So worthwhile or worthy opportunities, relationships, and knowledge. That was
and
what
scaffold should be your acronym for tomorrow.
Okay.
Let's make a note about it.
Hang on. Hang on. I've just had a hang on.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Works.
What works? Scaffolding works. Why does it
Yes.
work? It makes you feel worthy. It gives you opportunities. It helps you build relationships and it gives you knowledge. To scaffold, make you feel worthy, give you opportunities, find new relationships, give you new knowledge, and scaffold. Why? Because it makes you feel worthy.
Woo, I love it.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so scaffold. All right. That's a big one. Like that's not 4 letters. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hey,
well,
there's 2
you know
X's
what
in that.
you know, we could talk just about the word scaffolding, but
No.
I think maybe if we do a word like that, we have to, don't tell her. We have to not be so long-winded. Shh, don't tell Tracey I said that.
You only gave me 4 letters. If I've got to fit however
I love
many.
you, Tracey.
I got distracted. You know why this is long-winded? Because my Sparky turned up and turned my power off and through. And I just want to let people know that it happens. And what happens? You get long-winded and you waffle.
Well, but guess what? Actually, we got good feedback on it because I was just kidding. Jen says, I now love the word work.
Yeah, baby. High five. Come on, girl. High five me. High five me. High five me. High five
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Thank you, Jen. Oh my God,
yes.
Jen, my soul sister across the sea. I miss you. I really
miss her, and she's over here on my side of the world.
I know. But we're going to meet up in LA in September. She's getting ready. She hasn't been to LA. We're all going to meet in LA in September. Get ready.
That's right. Get ready.
All right. You wind me up.
To wrap us up.
Oh, no, I know what I wanted to. So I'm reading. I put that up before. I actually just want to share one bit I've read since yesterday's and today's. I want to share with the world from my man and my bro, Trent Shelton.
Said, I miss you both so much. We miss you too, Jen.
Oh, we miss you, baby. Shift your perspective. The people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world usually do. That's us, Angela.
I love it.
We're crazy enough to think.
Maybe the word shift is a good acronym.
Oh, see, there you go. Not shit, shift.
No,
is that right?
Shift. Yeah.
Okay. Shift. Okay, now.
She said not shit. Shift. That's what I get for being an American, right?
Right.
Okay, so I have a quote. I have one quote, and then we can wrap it up with your questions, if that's okay. Were you finished, though?
No.
You didn't go. I thought you were finished.
No, I haven't. I've got this to read. Look, that's where I actually need to know. Okay, this is it. Are you using the events in your life to live in your power? Or is your perspective keeping you in prison? Now I'm finished.
That's deep, everybody.
Yeah, it's a bit profound on a Saturday morning for me.
Yeah, that's a bit profound. And it's going to go along, I think, with my quote.
Nice.
Whatever we plant in our subconscious mind and nourish with repetition and emotion will one day become a reality. That is no matter if it's negative or positive.
Oh, oh, I got chills.
Yeah. Yeah, because we create everything we see in front of us from past thinking, everybody. Think about that. Everything you see right now is a result of past thinking. So with that, Tracey's got probably a question she wants to ask you.
I do have one question, but can I I wasn't going to share this, but that leads into this one on my next page that says,
well, then do it.
Accept where you have come from, where you are now, and move forward and grow. Let's walk this healing journey together.
Oh, that makes me want to say namaste. I got the woo going on.
One more. What is your one kind thing for your future self, my darling? What is your one kind thing for somebody else's future self? And I'd
guys, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat so I can read yours. What is your one kind thing for your future self? Oh,
so mine today, Charlotte and I are going to the pool. So we're going to get our exercise back in. I haven't been, my habit stacking of getting to the pool every second day kind of gone a bit wobbly. So I need to bring that habit back in. It's also winter. It's cold. It's dark. It's not very nice to come out of the pool. So we're going to the pool this afternoon and we're going to get back into getting that into every second day.
You know what? That's going to be mine because I actually pay for a gym membership I haven't used in 3 months.
Still, you haven't been.
They have a pool. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Get your ass down to the pool today. Yep. And you're going to send me a photo.
It's 9 p.m. I can't do it today. Tomorrow. But I will go and tomorrow. And Jen says it's positive self-talk for her.
Oh,
that's her one kind thing.
Yes.
And you know what, Jen? I'm working on that too, because we were talking about how I used to be scared to have mirrors in my house when I was younger. And as I've gotten older, I still don't have mirrors except in the bathroom. And a friend of mine said something really profound when I told her I'm working on my outer self. And she said, so basically what you're saying is, you saw monsters in the mirrors and then you became the monster in the mirror. That might be something you want to look at. Positive self-talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a big deal.
If you don't mind me just sharing a little bit of both our vulnerabilities, there's parts, I think every single human on the planet has parts of their body they're not happy with, right? They don't like the way it looks or the way it feels. And you're in a transformational process of your external body right now. So you're working on manifesting what you feel you need. And so what I love, what you've done is that you've shared on your mirror something you see every time you walk in. You've picked out like 5 or 6 things that you love about your physical body, what you see in the mirror, and they're the things that you're focusing on. And I know that every day you can add an extra thing to that list that you love. Oh, because you're positive reinforcement, right?
Oh, I'm going to do it. Add things to my list. Yes. And you guys should do that too. Put happy things on your mirror that you love about yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I've only just started doing, okay, so I'm going to share.
You have it too, though.
So I have cleaners and carers and support workers that come in and out of my life, in and out of our house, in cleaning. I don't have a lot of like real privacy. And I felt up until probably about 6 months ago, really uncomfortable about writing the affirmations and leaving my Post-it notes and my words and my self-talk and all this stuff around my house that I felt I needed, but I thought I would be judged by everybody coming into my space on. And since I went, you know what? I don't care what you think. And if you look at it and you read that I've got sitting here, disciplined, focused, strategic, and you go, oh, I need to get focused while I clean Tracey's desk. Win. Win. And I've had feedback from my girls and some of the team that have sort of said, Trace, we walk in and it's like, we read what you've put, your Post-it notes over your coffee, what you've put on your mirror, what you got around your desk. and you make me feel better. Thanks. And I'm like, so I spent years worried about what people were going to think about my home. And in 6 months, I went, I don't care. And everyone's saying, we really enjoy reading that. It makes us feel better. I'm like, wow.
Okay, guys, you know what you learned from that? What other people feel about things that you do is not your business. What they feel is not your business.
Yeah.
It's none of our business how people want to react to something that they see outside of themselves. It's not our business.
No.
And I love feeling that way. It's not my business.
It's
So
not
with
my
that,
business.
we need
Let's
to sign
get it.
off, I guess. This has been so fun.
Hey, we did an hour.
It was an hour, yes. And if that was too much for people, oh, that's not my business.
Scroll
it's
past.
not my business.
Do you know that's the beautiful thing is that if someone gets to the end of our life and gets to this bit and then puts something in the comment like that was really shit, great. You just spent an hour having your ears filled with good stuff. So, okay, it's shit.
Yep. And that's not my business. It's
not my business. Not my business.
Our business is Inner Phoenix AI. So, bye, everybody.
My heart, much love. Happy Saturday.